Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Tisha. Thank you so much for having me.
I want to start out by saying how hard it is to lose someone that you care about, like your grandmother, and then be running for president at the same time. And you know Senator Obama like no one else. How is he handling all of this?
You know, he's handling it very well. I think the great thing was that he took the time to go visit his grandmother. You know, he took time off the campaign trail, and that was so important because it was at that time that they got a chance to say their last goodbye. So I am so happy that he made that decision, and I think so was she. So when you've had a chance to get some closure, as many people know, that makes even the toughest loss in the toughest times the easiest. But life is so full of bittersweet moments, and you know, we're not the only ones going through bittersweet moments. We're just grateful for all the support and the prayers and the kindness and the thoughtfulness that people have sent our way throughout this journey and during the time of his grandmother's illness and her death. So we are just so appreciative.
And this has been quite a long journey. So many things have happened to you and your family along the way. What are those moments that stand out?
Oh, the moments that stand out are the you know, it's really the little moments when you know, for me, I kicked off, for example, my military roundtable conversations in right there in North Carolina, and I remember sitting in a room full of military spouses and hearing their stories and shedding tears together and hugs and feeling embraced by them, but at the same time wanting to make sure that, you know, their voices were heard. Those stories, those moments stay with me throughout. So we're grateful to North Carolina in particular. That state has just been just a phenomenal, you know, just rock for us throughout the primary, and hopefully we'll see that in the general as well.
We got a chance to see you and your husband taking your daughters to go and vote this morning on Good Morning America. How have you managed to maintain a sense of normalcy for them?
You know, it's to keep it normal. You know, after we voted, the girls went to school, and some people said, well, you know, shouldn't they get the day off? And you know, that's not normal. You know, Tuesday is school, and normally we would go vote. We usually vote with them. It's a little different because they're voting for their dad as president of the United States, and that was a thrill. But you know, they're not doing anything else other than that today. So they needed to go to school and get on with their lives. And I think, you know, trying to keep them grounded in their world, even throughout this with the media glare and the attention and the you know, the excitement, you know, I think it helps kids to know that their lives are you know, on track. So it was off to school for them, and then they'll get home and they'll have a few things to do before we head to Grant Park this evening for what we hope will be a phenomenal celebration.
And if Senator Obama wins tonight, what will be the first thing on your list as First Lady?
Oh, you know, the first thing I said, you know, my first task as First Lady, if I am so honored to be in that position, is I have to make sure my kids are whole. I have to think about how we're going to create the transition for them, again, and maintain normalcy in what will be obviously a whirlwind for them. Where will they go to school? You know, what will their rooms look like? You know, just the little things that any child that has to make a move wants to know. I want to be trying to wrap that stuff up as quickly as possible. But I think the very, very first thing, I'm going to sit back and take a deep breath and think about the journey that we've come from and where we're going to go, and how do we do it together as a family. But as you know, the first thing we're going to have to do is vote. We're not there yet, and we want to make sure that all the folks in the state of North Carolina are standing in some line somewhere. The polls there close, as you know, at 7:30, and we want to make sure that people are patiently standing in those lines, and they stay in those lines until their ballots are cast. And for people who've already voted, we want you to reach out and help some other people get to the polls, help walk them through the process. That's the way we're going to make change, and hopefully if we do this all together, we'll have Barack as our next president.
And where are you going to be watching the election results come in tonight? Who's going to be with you?
You know, we'll be at home for a good chunk of the evening at our home, and we have, you know, our siblings, some close friends, family, so it'll be a small group of people that we'll be with, and eventually we'll head toward the Grant Park area, but we'll be at home for most of the evening.
Well, we wish you the best of luck from all of us here in the heart of Carolina, and thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you, Tisha. Thanks for taking the time. And again, I want to thank all of our supporters, our staffers, all the people in North Carolina in that state who've been working so hard. It has been a meaningful experience for us, and hopefully together we can make change. Thanks so much, Tisha.
Thank you.